Proper power test of the Behringer. Now I have a load that I cannot blow up. Conveniently, this transformer has a turns ratio which the square root of is 6. This heater here is a 220 volt AC heater, and its impedances of the heating element are 93 ohms, 65 ohms and 38.5, or if you crunch the numbers where you divide them by 6, which is the turns, not the turns ratio, the square of the turns ratio of this transformer, you get a load as seen by the amplifier of 16, 10.8 and 6.4. 16 ohm, if you do some maths, if you pump 88.3 volts into a 16 ohm load, 88.3 times 88.3 over 16, what do you get? You get 487 watts. Now watch, see it says 67, and look, boom, try and get both these meters in at the same time. If I can, no I can't, because everything's falling apart on the bench. So the meter here, it'll stand up, that's showing the output of the transformer in volts, this is showing the input or the output of the amp. See how they've just dropped? So if we watch the oscilloscope, amps it's 67, 68 volts, transformers output 170 odd, oscilloscope's nice and low. If you any second, see, raised up, voltage is raised up. So it's cycling. It's 1 minute it's putting out near to 500 watts, and then it's putting out what was it like 160, I think. It should do it in a second. 175 we'll call that. So 175 times 175 over 93. So it keeps dropping the output to 330 watts. If I turn it down for a moment, so I'm going to load it up as though it's seeing a 10.8 ohm load. Turn it flat out. How long will it go for? So that's bridged into a 10.8 ohm load, and it doesn't go for long. But it did give us 90 times 90, 10.8. It briefly gave us 750 watts, and now it's sat limiting with some nasty harmonics the transformer doesn't like. You can see it on the oscilloscope dancing around as well. The limiters, it's a very basic limiter. Yeah, what was I working out? 67.6 times 67.6 over 10.8, 423 watts. And just to check our maths is correct on the loading, if we go 171 times, there's going to be some losses in the transformer, so it's not going to be perfect, divided by 65, we get 450 watts. Close enough to call that. So like I said in my last video, it's a 500 watt amp, and if I turn everything on, boom, the protection came in. Oh no, what happened there? Something happened. It seems to have just stopped outputting anything. That wasn't good. Hello? Should we cycle the power? I think I just killed it. It should have took that. Yeah, it just didn't like it. So let's try turning that up. No, it ain't having. There you are. Oh, look at that. It is not happy. It's tried now. It tried, and then it limited down. So briefly, it's 6.4 ohms. We did get the equivalent of near 90 volts. We'll put about 85 because of transformer losses. Over 6.4. 6.4. Briefly, it did push about 1100 watts, and now it is pushing. We'll do it this side. 165 times 165 over 38.5. Can you hear the fan speeding up? It is not happy. It is actually outputting about 700 watts at the minute, but it is. Oh, it is working its ass off. The fan is kicking in. I don't know how much longer it'll go doing this for before something else happens. So that's 700, and let's just check the mass. Oh, boom, boom, and she shut down. Waiting to protect. Protect lights have come on. She shut down. It's not happy. So yeah, the Behringer NX3000 is a is not a 3000. Oh, and now it's stuck on protect. I wonder if that's a thermal trip. If I broke it, awesome, I get to fix it. That's just a bonus, or chuck it in the bin. What was the other one, wasn't it? I always say 700 odd watts, and let's say 67 times 67 over 6.4. 700 odd watts. So yeah, it's outputs 500 watts constantly. Very brief peaks of a kilowatt, but I've had this essentially. You shouldn't be bridging this into any less than an 8 ohm load, it would appear. The maths, I've done the maths does work out that 8 ohm bridged, as it kicks in on that limiter, that's 500 watts. A 16 ohm bridge without the limiter, 500 watts. When you run it in 2 ohm, the limiter kicks in single on each channel. It tries to give you 500 watts per channel, so I reckon the same would happen is what's happened now. Single channel, it'll run 500 watts. Both channels, kilowatt, ain't gonna happen. This will happen. Same as trying to bridge it into 4 ohm. Just don't try it. Protect lights on. Oh, no, we've got it. She's back into life. Let's give her that 16 ohm load it likes. See, if I just drop that down a bit, I have noticed if I say, where's my, if I drop it down to about there, the limiter won't kick in, and that is like 210 over 93. So yeah, 470, so under 500 watts, it's happy. 500 watts is its constant output. It can briefly try and output higher powers into low impedance loads, but it does not like it. It shuts down and goes into protect mode. And yeah, so realistically, short-term peak of a kilowatt, constant output power of 500 watts, bridged 16 ohm will run all day like it, bridged 8 ohm limiter will kick in, will run all day like it, 500 watts. Anything less than that, no. But bearing in mind, this is an unrealistic running condition unless you've got some sustained long bass note on EDM, electronic dance music. Sine wave testing is nasty, but testing the output power of the amp, it still doesn't meet the peak power specs of what it reckons its power output has. And notice I didn't use the term RMS because, as I always say, there is no such thing as an RMS watt. Look at what RMS means. Look at what watts are worked out. There's RMS voltage, an RMS current, and an RMS current, and RMS voltage into a load gives you watts. There's no such thing as an RMS watt. It's bollocks. That's my rant. Anyway, so yeah, the Behringer NX3000, 3000 watts, 500 watts, So yeah, there you go. 500 watt amplifier, job done. And man, I quite like this setup. It's incredibly dangerous, uses massive amounts of parts in the wrong way, like running a transformer in reverse and using my spare heater as a dummy load, but the maths works out brilliantly. I need to get like a different transformer with some tappings on it so I can actually turn that into an 8 ohm and a 4 ohm, or do it with some light bulbs or something. But yeah, nice, sweet man, sweet.